Okay, hello guys. Today we are going to study how to change passive voice, active voice to passive voice. So, look in your book. Our title is what? The past perfect passive. Okay. So today you will learn how to change active voice of past perfect tense to passive voice. So, before going to this title, we have to know the rule, or we have to review the rule. Okay? By this way, you can change the tenses easily. So, the first rule, or the first step for changing active to passive is that writing the object first. Okay? You know that our sentences have what? Subject, verb, object, mostly. In active sentences, we write subject first. But here, in passive voice, we write the object first. Got it? So, the object becomes what? The subject of our sentence. The second step, write helping verb after what? After the object. Write helping verb after the object. The third step, after helping verb, use third form of the verb. Okay? Always you know that we use what? Past participle or third form of the verb. It is the second name of what? Third form of the verb. If you hear past participle, don't get confused. Past participle is what? Third form of the verb. So, first subject, after subject helping verb, after helping verb you write what? Third form of the verb. At the end, it is optional, okay? Use by phrase at the end of the sentence. You can write this one and you cannot. So, here, look, here is an example. It is active voice, example, past PP, past perfect, active voice. I had cleaned the room. I had cleaned the room. So here, past perfect passive voice. Look, now consider this sentence. This one is what? Subject. This one is subject. Okay? This one is also helping verb. Because in this sentence, we have one helping verb. So this one is what? Past participle. Past participle or main verb. This one is what? Past participle because it is the third form of clean. And then this one is what? Object. Subject, helping verb, past participle or main verb. This one is main verb here. Now, come to this form. Past perfect passive voice. Which one is this object? Bring the object first. So, I have written the room at first. Look, this one is object and I have written first. So, after the object of this sentence and the subject of this sentence, we have to use what? Helping verb. And past perfect tense, we had one had. This had is helping verb here. And also we should add one more helping verb. Got it? After helping verb, I told you, after helping verb, use the third form of the verb. Here, this one is what? Third verb. Got it? So, by me. This one is called what? By phrase. Okay? It shows what? The doer of an action. The room had been cleaned. Okay? The room had been cleaned. But if you want to mention the subject of the sentence, you have to use by phrase. One more point. After by, use what? Adjective pronouns. Don't use subjective pronouns. You cannot use by I. You cannot say like this, okay? If you say by she, by he, it is wrong. By him, by her, by them, by you, by me. Got it? This one is the first point. The second point is tag question. So what is tag question? Tag question, it is a short question. A short or a small question. A tiny question used at the end of a sentence. Tag question is what? A short or tiny question used at the end of a statement, a sentence. Okay? So, but it has its own role. First, if your statement is positive, your tag question would be negative. Got it? If your statement is positive, if your sentence is positive, your tag question should be what? Negative. And vice versa. If your statement is negative, your tag question should be positive. This one is the key point, the critical point. Don't forget it. Look, tomorrow is off. Tomorrow is off. Tomorrow is off. This one is a statement. This one is a statement. Now look, here is a small question. Isn't it? Look, isn't it? Here, this one is what? A statement, and the helping verb is. You have to use the helping verb of what? Statements and tag question. You have to use what? The helping verb of the statements and tag question. Now, but here it is negative. Why? Because this one is positive. But if you change it to negative, for example, tomorrow is not off. Is it? Tomorrow is not off. Is it? Okay? And like this. And you have to write about this, write so many sentences to make it easy for yourself. Now come to book, and there are some examples. Look here. The past perfect passive. Look at this sentence. It uses the passive with had. For example, Petros had killed this deer before we arrived there. Okay? The deer had been killed by Petros before we arrived there. Okay? For example, they had, cleaned the room before I arrived there. The room had been cleaned by them before I arrived there. So it is easy. Now come to this part. Here is also about tag question. Now look, do you remember this question? It is a kind of review. You came from this area, don't you? Don't you is what? What? Tag question. Yeah, you're right. Yes, I do. I'm from Paktika. And the second one, it costs a lot, doesn't it? Because the helping verb of simple present tense is what? Does or does not. For example, your brother works hard, doesn't he? Your brother works hard, doesn't he? Got it? Or she plays well, doesn't she? She plays football well, doesn't she? Like this. So this is the tag question, and you have to read this page. This one is easy. Without studying, you can understand this point. To conclude, we have to, for changing active voice of past perfect to passive voice, we have to follow these steps. First, write the object first, and then helping verb. After helping verb, use third form of the verb. The third form of the verb is called past participle as well. And then use by phrase at the end of the sentence. Okay? Like this sentence. And then tag question. I told you tag question is a small question that is used at the end of the statement. So if the statement is positive, tag question should be negative. If the statement is negative, tag question should be positive. Okay? Here is some exercises. This part belongs to, it is page 19. You have to read page 19. This one is your homework. Look here. You went into a bakery to buy some bread. However, there was no bread. What had happened to it? Okay, it had been sold. This one is what? Past perfect tense. You should change this past perfect tense, past perfect active voice to past perfect passive voice. And the next part is tag question. Okay, you have to write some tag question here like this. The first one is done, for example. You knocked at the door. You knocked at the door, didn't you? You knocked at the door, didn't you? So instead of doing this, I advise you write 7 sentences. This one is your homework. Okay? 7 sentence with tag question. Okay? This one is your homework. Don't forget it. Write 7 sentences with tag question. Okay? And also try hard to change active voice to passive voice as well. Have a good time. See you.